Oh, hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we're back. Finally, after 2 weeks of, oh god, UFC Apex, we are back and we're getting a pay-per-view and we're getting a good card. UFC 298 is going to be a really good card between Alexander Volkanovski defending his featherweight title against the dangerous Ilia Topuria. Now, we'll say it's not the best of cards, but nonetheless, it's a good card, some good matchups, but I think some things are going to surprise you in terms of my picks. But yes, let's get into the card, shall we? So, first fight we're going to have is Andrea Lee going to be taking on Miranda Maverick. Oh, man. This is a weird fight, to say the least. I believe the odds have Maverick as a big favorite, which I don't like. I do. Where is it? Okay. It's gone down a little bit. So there's some books where she's still over minus 200. But regardless, this should be closer to a pick'em. Miranda Maverick, she had some prospect, some potential, but ultimately it didn't amount to much. Andrea Lee is on a 3-fight losing streak. Yes, a 3-fight losing streak, but she's lost to some solid competition in terms of Araujo, Barber, and Silva. But overall, her record in the UFC is pretty bad because you expend beyond that. She's lost to Mata Ferry, Lauren Murphy, Joanne Woods. Joanne Woods good. Araujo's good and Silva's good, but still not looking good for her. She's a pretty good Muay Thai striker. Maverick is going to be a little bit better of a grindy grappler. I think Maverick will get done decision, but I don't like it. I don't think it's a very high confident pick. I think with this, your best option is the over 2.5, or even take it the fight goes the distance. Blech. Oban Elliott versus Val Woodburn. This fight sucks. I know, I was hyping this up saying, oh, we finally got a good card. And then second fight, just like, oh, this fight sucks. Oban Elliott is a pretty good grappler. He's a ground and pound specialist. He's really good at taking the fight to the ground and beating them people up. Val Woodburn, you probably know him for the guy who got knocked out by Bo Nickel. He's moving down to a more natural weight class because being 5'8" and 185... it's a death sentence. 5'8" and 170 ain't much better, to be perfectly honest with you. Regardless, he's a short, stocky, powerful guy, but he's reckless and he wings shots. I could easily see Oban Elliott taking him down off a very poor shot and beating him up. So give me Oban Elliott, but I'm going to take him by decision, I think. Josh Quinlan versus Danny Barlow. Danny Barlow's got some good power to him. He's strong. Danny Barlow is strong. And Quinlan overall kind of choked in his last fight out against, who was that? It was Waters. Yeah, Trey Waters. He didn't really let his hands go. He didn't really just do much that fight compared to what we've seen from him. It was his first loss. Before then, he had looked solid, but then again, you get into the UFC, you get some mid-level competition, you just look like that. It's not confident, but Danny Barlow being a UFC debutant. Let me look at the odds and see what they got. Barlow is a minus 198 favorite. I can see that. I don't think he'll be able to finish Josh Quinlan. Josh Quinlan is pretty tough overall, I would say. Only losing once and that being a decision. So give me Barlow by decision. Zhang Mingyang versus Brenson Ribeiro. Zhang is dangerous. 100% finish rate. Ground and pound finisher. He will take you to the ground and beat you up. That is extremely dangerous. And Ribeiro has been finished in 4 of his last 5 fights. He's a tough guy still, though. Even though he's getting finished, he's a tough guy. But Zhang, I just think, is too deadly of a finisher. And I think I want to lean inside the distance with Zhang. I think he'll definitely take it down to the ground. Brenson Ribeiro is okay jiu-jitsu. We haven't seen much of it, but we've heard his jiu-jitsu is good. So maybe he might be able to throw up some submissions, some defense. But ultimately, give me Zhang by KO, but ground and pound KO. Rinya Nakamura versus Carlos Vera. I don't care much for this fight. Rinya Nakamura, the winner off the road to UFC. He came in, he beat the living crap, I believe, it was Fernie Garcia, who we see is not good, but we thought Fernie Garcia was getting finished. Thought he was dead to rights. What happens? He goes out there and he wins a decision against Fernie. Honestly, that's not a good look. It's not a good look. Meanwhile, Carlos Vera looks like one of the most basic guys you could possibly meet. He's got some good jiu-jitsu, lots of submissions. He's also solid on the ground, and he seems to be rather durable as well too. So Rinya Nakamura, finishing this guy might be difficult. He has been finished by submission a few times. I believe it's twice. And Rinya Nakamura is extremely solid on the ground. He only has one submission, but trust me, he's good on the ground. KOing Vera, I think, might be a little bit difficult because Vera's striking defense is pretty solid. So I'm going to take Rinya Nakamura by decision. Marcos Rogerio de Lima versus Justin Tafa. This is the hardest fight in the card for me to pick, I think. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, in theory, should just be able to take Justin Tafa down to ground and just beat him up or hold him on the ground. But Justin Tafa has really solid takedown defense. Granted, he hasn't fought anyone who's a really good grappler, but still, Rogerio de Lima is pretty solid on the ground. But just the thing is, the equalizing power of Justin Tafa, them Samoan boys hit hard. And Rogerio de Lima is coming off a bad knockout. It's been a while. He's definitely recovered, but he's coming off a bad knockout where he said he couldn't feel his teeth. Yeah, it's how badly the Black Beast knocked him out. So, and I picked De Lima to beat the crap out of Derek Lewis. I thought he's going to grapple him, take him down to the ground, beat him up. Justin Tafa is way better defensive grappler than Lewis, so I think I'm going to go Justin Tafa by knockout. I'm going to go Justin Tafa by knockout. I think Lima is going to really struggle to get it down to the ground. I think Tafa is going to catch him with some good shots, and I think that chin is just not going to be the same. And now we're going to be getting to Amanda Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie. Mark Zuckerberg's favorite fighter. Let me down horribly. Lemos can crack. Lemos is aggressive. I know. Both fighters are coming off getting absolutely dominated. Lemos is coming off one of the most dominant beatdowns we've seen in a title fight where Zhang just showed her no mercy and honestly should have gotten the finish. And Mackenzie Dern is coming off getting knocked out by Jessica Andrade, who is on a 3-fight losing streak. Mackenzie Dern, really good jiu-jitsu, but she struggles to get fights to the ground because her wrestling isn't that good. Her takedown accuracy is 14%, despite her father or grandfather being one of the highest rated black belt jiu-jitsu tacticianers. Amanda Lemos also has pretty solid jiu-jitsu, though she is susceptible to submission. We did see Jessica Andrade get the submission of the year against Amanda Lemos. But I think the main thing is going to be striking. I think striking is going to be the main battle for this one. I think they're going to keep it on the feet, and I think Amanda Lemos is going to beat the crap out of Mackenzie Dern, because Mackenzie Dern's striking is not good, and when she gets flustered, starts getting tagged, I just don't even know what she's fighting. She's fighting demons or ghosts out there of how she's winging punches, and it looks really bad. So I'm not going to be going with Mackenzie Dern. I'm going to go with Amanda Lemos, and I think she'll be able to knock her out later in round 3. And we're going to get to the main card of the evening. We have Fluffy Hernandez taking on Roman Kopylov. This is a hard fight for me. I'm going to be going with the underdog. Fluffy Hernandez is a really good grappler. I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And we saw Roman Kopylov in his debut against, who was it? Was it Duraev? I believe it was Duraev. I have to look it up since UFC doesn't want to show me the truth. Yeah, Duraev. And it was not his debut. Sorry, it was his second fight. He also got submitted by Carl Robertson. He got dominated his first 2 fights in the grappling department. But since then, he has a 92% takedown defense. He's really, really worked on that, but he's still going up against a guy who's relentless with his takedowns. But if Kopylov could go to the body, keep a low base, go for like knees up the middle, be very careful, no high kicks, no low kicks, just be very careful with his shots and aim towards the middle, sap out the energy of Hernandez and keep it standing, he could definitely set up some high strikes and maybe even a high kick to knock him out. I really like Roman Kopylov's striking. It's advanced immensely. Fluffy Hernandez's striking is not crazy, it's not bad, but it's not crazy. Meanwhile, Kopylov's got a ton of equalizing power and way better defense when it comes to striking. I think Roman Kopylov will take it. I'm going to take Roman Kopylov by KO. I'm going to take him by KO, and I would love to see him just get a flash knockout over Fluffy Hernandez. And then we're going to get into the main card. Well, we are already on the main card. We're going to get into the main fights that I really care about in this main card. First fight being the bantamweight showdown between Merab Dvalishvili and Henry Cejudo. What's up? Merab is going to be 33 years of age, 16 wins, 4 losses, 3 knockouts, 1 submission, 5'6" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 68-inch reach advantage, a 6.55 takedown average, a 58.71 significant strike accuracy, minus 195 favorite, significant wins over Petr Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, and Cody Saman. I have on my notes here, God, fuck. Not another Merab fight. Please, dear God, don't make me watch another Merab fight. In all caps. Merab, I'm sorry. He is a great fighter. He is a dangerous fighter, and he should be more of a favorite. But you can be honest if you don't like watching a fighter fight, and still like acknowledging they're extremely skilled. And honestly, I could absolutely see him beating Sean O'Malley. Merab Dvalishvili has one of the most infuriating styles to watch. And I'm not one of those guys like, oh, I hate grapplers. I hate grapplers. No, I love Islam Makhachev. I love Georges St. Pierre. I believe it or not, I'm gonna say this. I love Jailton Almeida. He had one bad performance. Other than that, he takes you to the ground and he submits you. And you know who doesn't do that? This guy who has 6.55 takedown average with 1 submission and 3 knockouts. Merab Dvalishvili, he does the same thing that Aljamain Sterling does, and it's so infuriating to watch. They spam takedowns, get you up against the cage, foot stomps. He just goes shots to the body, just really tries to like wear on you. He's just annoying to fight, and he's annoying to watch. We saw him do the same thing against Petr Yan and Jose Aldo. God, I can't believe he did to Jose Aldo. But it's effective. It's hard to stop. The only way you stop is you have to be a really good grappler. Guess what? Henry Cejudo is. I didn't read off his stats. 37 years of age, 16 wins, 3 losses, 8 knockouts. Not a damn submission to his name, being a wrestler, but at least he knocks people out. 5'4" in terms of height, switch stance, 64-inch reach disadvantage, a 2.07 takedown average, a 55.38% significant strike accuracy, plus 165 underdog, significant wins over Dominic Cruz, Marlon Moraes, TJ Dillashaw, Mighty Mouse. Again, I stand by it. Henry Cejudo, while he is a very good grappler, he is normally, like, prime Henry Cejudo beats the dog water on Merab Dvalishvili. But we don't have prime Henry Cejudo, and it's very indicative of how this fight will go going off the Aljamain Sterling fight, because Aljamain Sterling and Merab, they have the same gym, Serra-Longo, and they have a very similar fighting style. Aljamain Sterling uses jiu-jitsu a little bit more. Merab just blanket. Current Henry Cejudo was not able to stop takedowns from Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling's takedowns are garbage. We saw him really struggle to get Petr Yan down in both of their fights. Merab Dvalishvili, his takedowns are even a little bit better than Aljamain Sterling, so I definitely could see him getting Henry Cejudo down to the ground. I could see him really putting a pace and pressure on Henry Cejudo, keeping him on the back foot, and just Cejudo looked just too tentative in his last fight. If we get the prime Cejudo makes a comeback, dusts himself off. I definitely think he keeps it standing, keep it distance, and just outstrike Merab, because Merab's striking is just not good. It's good because he's making you worried about the takedowns. If you're not worried about the takedowns, or you could keep up on the feet, you could easily outstrike Merab Dvalishvili. Nobody's been able to do that so far because it's very difficult to do. So I'm just going to go with tired, true to method, and it's going to be Merab. And what the hell do you think he's going to win by? It's going to be a freaking decision. Blech. Hate his fighting style. Hate it. Next, we're going to have the welterweight showdown between Jeff Neal and Ian Gary. Jeff Neal is going to be 33 years of age, 14 wins, 5 losses, 8 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's 5'11" in terms of height, southpaw stance, 75-inch reach advantage, a 0.51 takedown average, a 52.72% significant strike accuracy, plus 185 underdog. Significant wins over Vicente Luque, Santiago Ponzinibbio, and Mike Perry. Ooh, my God, I had to book Mike Perry on there. Ian Machado Gary is going to be 26 years of age, 13 wins, no losses, perfect record, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 74.5-inch reach, disadvantage, a 0.67 takedown average, 58.78% significant strike accuracy, minus 225 favorite. Significant wins over Neil Magny, Daniel Rodriguez, and Song Kinan. I don't dislike Ian Gary. Only thing that pissed me off about Ian Gary is him not finishing Neil Magny because he wanted to make him pay, or showcasing poor finishing instinct, poor fight IQ. I don't know what it is. Regardless, I don't give a damn about his personality outside the cage. I don't give a damn about, oh, he's a cuck, or oh, he does this, or I don't care. He's a good fighter. He is literally the future of the division. You want to see good, exciting fighters like this, dynamic fighters who could give challenge and breathe life into welterweight division. You want to see them succeed. I don't give a damn if you don't like him. He's someone who's, as a fighter, I want to see him succeed. Simple as that. Jeff Neal, on the other hand, is also a very good fighter, but we've seen his limit. We've seen how far he can go. I don't think he's going to be making a crack at the belt, because we saw Shavkat was able to take him down despite Jeff Neal having such a massive weight advantage. I don't know how much he was overweight that fight, but I think it was like 5 to 8 pounds. Insane. Jeff Neal is a very powerful guy, probably the hardest hitter in the division. The fact that he was able to give Vicente Luque a brain bleed. But we've seen this fight play out because Ian Gary is a very similar style to Wonder Boy, just a little bit less karate style, but he does have that same very crisp technical kickboxing. Jeff Neal was beaten up by Wonder Boy over 5 rounds. It was a great fight. He was able to have some success, but ultimately Jeff Neal, we've seen that he struggles with guys who are faster than him. And Ian Gary is lightning fast, and he's really good at setting up his shots. I don't think he'll be able to take out Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is a tough guy. Shavkat was not able to knock him out, and he wasn't able to take him down, so he had to submit him standing. I could see something very similar happening to Ian Gary, where he's just not able to take him down. He's not able to knock him out. He's not able to knock him down. But I think he'll be able to get the land with better shots and be able to take him on. Yes. Song Kinan dropped him 5 fights ago. Not actually 5 fights. It was like 3 fights ago. Yes, he got dropped. What happened immediately after he got dropped? He knocked him out. Ian Gary is fine. Give me Ian Gary to win by decision. And now for the co-main. If it even happens, Robert Whittaker is supposed to be taking on Paulo Costa. I kind of still am expecting Kelvin Gastelum to just pop in and be like, it's me again, Whittaker, because this fight was supposed to happen years ago. Costa pulled out. It was supposed to happen again. Costa pulled out. Costa keeps pulling out so much, and it makes it so hard for me to root for him, because he's funny. He's exciting to watch, but he won't fight. It's going to be a middleweight battle between Robert Whittaker and potentially Kelvin Gastelum. Robert Whittaker is going to be 33 years of age, 25 wins, 7 losses, 10 knockouts, 5 submissions, 6'0" in terms of height. He's going to be perfect 6 foot. Orthodox stance, 73.5-inch reach advantage, a 0.85 takedown average, a 45.37% significant strike accuracy, and a minus 235 favorite. Significant wins over Marvin Vettori, Kelvin Gastelum, Jared Cannonier, and Yoel Romero times 2. Volkanovski is going to be 32 years of age, 14 wins, 2 losses. Man, remember when he was undefeated and marketed him as such? 11 knockouts, 1 submission. Yeah, look at that finishing rate. 6'1" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 72.5-inch reach disadvantage, a 0.53 takedown average, a 32.28% significant strike accuracy, plus 190 underdog. Significant wins over Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero, and I had to dig this deep. I had to pull up Uriah Hall and Johnny Big Rig Hendricks. Putting big rigs on one of these. What the hell, man? What the hell, man? That was the last guy GSP fought at welterweight, for reference. GSP won that fight, by the way. Okay, so a lot of people think Robert Whittaker is done and washed because he got knocked out by Dricus du Plessis. Dricus du Plessis is powerful, and he is a smart and intelligent fighter who analyzes how people loses. And he had the perfect game plan, and he had the exact opposite style to beat Robert Whittaker. Paulo Costa, yes, 11 knockouts, but he's a volume puncher. He is the Max Holloway of the middleweight division. He does not hit this like really hard, honestly. Most of his knockouts are just volume. Uriah Hall, he just volumed them. Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold, he couldn't even knock out Luke Rockhold. I could knock out Luke Rockhold. Demi Lovato would probably kiss Luke Rockhold on the chin and knock him out every night. And Paulo Costa couldn't knock him out because he couldn't get good volume on him. And he gassed out because of Utah. I don't think he's knocking out Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker is going to be too fast, too smart, and he's going to pick apart Paulo Costa. He's going to be too technical for him. There may be a scare here or there where Costa catches him with like a big high kick or his body kicks, which are very good, but I don't think he's going to be able to knock out Robert Whittaker, and Robert Whittaker is just going to style him for the rest of the fight. I don't think Whittaker is going to get a finish either. You want to know why I don't think Whittaker is going to get a finish? Because I have historically made so much money off Robert Whittaker. I have made so much money off him. Hell, the UFC's website just does not work. I'm going to just pull up SureDog, I guess. The one time we have Whittaker fights not like go the distance, I pick him. I've made a good bit of money on Robert Whittaker. Ads. Let's look at this. 10 decisions. Yeah, okay. So I made money by picking Dricus by the finish. I had the exact round and method too. Vettori, easy money. Adesanya, easy money. Gastelum, Jared Cannonier, Darren Till, Israel Adesanya. And then that's where I stopped betting on him. Each of these fights I've made money off them because I picked him to get finished here. And I picked him to get finished here. The rest of these, decision. I didn't even bet him to win decision. I just bet the fight goes a distance. Easy money. Robert Whittaker, I don't care what you say. He cannot knock people out. Robert Whittaker's last finish was Ronaldo Souza in 2017. Before that was Brunson. These are easy guys to finish. Tavares was a hard one to finish back in the day, but other than that, Robert Whittaker is not knocking out Paulo Costa. Robert Whittaker is winning by decision. And onwards to the main event of the evening, the best fight of the evening, the best fight we have coming for a little bit, to be honest with you. This is Alexander the Great Volkanovski defending his featherweight title against Ilia Topuria. I love this fight. I love it too because I'm not overtly attached to either guy, to be honest with you, because like some of the last fights, I just really wanted the other guy to win. I'm sorry. I was biased. I tried to remain biased. I tried to make the right decision and pick unbiased. This is the first one where I genuinely don't care who wins. Yes, Ilia Topuria is talking a lot of shit, but it might be a great masterpiece or it'll be the greatest humbling of all time. Regardless, I just think these are two phenomenal athletes and they're great fighters. Alexander Volkanovski is 35 years of age, 26 wins, 3 losses, 13 knockouts, 3 submissions, 5'6" in terms of height. orthodox stance, 71.5-inch reach advantage. Oh yeah, he always has a reach advantage, always. A 1.84 takedown average, a 60.18% significant strike accuracy, minus 125 favorite, barely a favorite. Significance over Yair Rodriguez, Max Holloway 3 times, the Korean Zombie, Brian Ortega, and Jose Aldo. Mwah. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful resume. He's fighting Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is 27. He is 14-0, 4 knockouts, 8 submissions. Yes, believe it or not, he's not a knockout guy. He was more of a submission guy before coming to UFC and decided to knock people out. 5'7" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 69-inch reach advantage, a 2.19 takedown average, a 49.78% significant strike accuracy, a plus 105 underdog. Significance over Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell, Jai Herbert, and Ryan Hall. The odds are stacked in Volkanovski's favor. Volkanovski is the better and more accomplished fighter. But here's the problem with Alexander Volkanovski. There's a big problem with Alexander Volkanovski, to be honest with you. He's coming off a brutal knockout in October. It's not been that long. It's not been that long. A brutal knockout. That man was dead. His head was being bounced like a pinball head. He was destroyed by Islam Makhachev. Confidence gone. We saw him crying in the backstage. His chin is not going to be good at this age, 35. We saw the same thing happen to Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, looking at it, was still the better skilled fighter going into the third fight. What happens in the third fight? Leon styles on him because he got better, he got the belt, and Usman lost his chin. Volkanovski lost his chin, and he's 35. Did you know the record of people who've won underneath the age of 30, over the age of 34, 170 and below? Only 2 times has happened, and it was Tyron Woodley each time out of like 35 fights. I'm going to believe the statistics here. Because not just because of the statistics, I'm not picking just because of statistics. I'm picking because Ilia Topuria, I even said, of all the people in the division, he had the best chance of being Volkanovski. I don't think Ilia Topuria is like some god like he thinks he is. Because, like, for example, I think Max Holloway is a terrible stylistic matchup for Topuria, and I think Holloway can beat him, honestly. But Ilia Topuria, he cracks. He cracks and he has damage. Volkanovski, though, is fast and he has really good head movement, so he's going to be able to avoid those shots. But in terms of wrestling, Ilia Topuria is the better wrestler. Ilia Topuria's wrestling is phenomenal, and I definitely think it will be something he'll be able to utilize. Volkanovski will try to duck underneath punches, get on the outside, and grapple with him. Topuria will throw him down. It's not like with Joe Rogan was saying, oh, why is he grappling with Bryce Mitchell? This is Mitchell's world. Not knowing damn well that Ilia Topuria is a great grappler, and he just ragdolled Mitchell, who's a black belt. Very good black belt. Ilia Topuria as well too can crack. He can crack. Don't have to worry about head kicks or body kicks because he's not thrown any in his entire UFC career. But his low leg kicks can put some damage on Volkanovski. I think he has a more powerful low leg kick, while Volkanovski has the more refined technique in terms of his leg kicks. And he can spam them more. He could definitely shoot leg kicks more. But Topuria's got the power. He hits hard. Volkanovski, don't care what he says, he does not really hit hard. He's got really good technique, which is why he was able to knock out Yair Rodriguez and maybe a little bit of headbutt. But Ilia Topuria, his boxing is far better. Maybe not far better, but his boxing's better. He's a very credentialed boxer overall in terms of MMA boxing. I definitely think he could beat up Volkanovski and knock him out, to be honest with you. I think it can happen. But I don't know. I don't know about that happening, to be honest with you. Just because I get his chin shot, but I don't think it's shot like 1-2 shots gonna crumple him. But I think he'll beat him up. I think Ilia Topuria will land some shots that just hurts Volk. He'll get tagged on the feet. He'll do that stupid thing where he goes, oh yeah, oh that was a good shot. That cost him the Islam fight because the refs were like, or the judges were like, oh damn, he he got hit, and he's acknowledging he got hit. I think Topuria will hit him hard with that. Look at the Emmett fight and the damage he did to Josh Emmett. I think Ilia Topuria will win on a decision or a very late finish. But the thing is, if it goes later, I'm going to be thinking Volkanovski is going to start taking it. I think Ilia Topuria can take the first 3 rounds. But I think after that, Volkanovski is going to start taking it. What I think is most likely is Topuria is going to win the first 3 rounds, and then Volk will win the last 2. So that's going to be my predictions for the card. As you can see, I went with a lot of decisions. I really think this card is not going to be a good finishing card. I'm open to be wrong. But either way, I think this should be a solid pay-per-view. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for the Volkanovski-Topuria fight. That's probably my most anticipated fight. Probably a little bit more than Gaethje versus Holloway, to be honest with you. But yes. Once again, this has been your boy Gomi. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. And bye-bye.